Hello and welcome back to ZEPHON. We are doing a little bit of time traveling here, because I wanted to show off a few things on that poorly done run. So I'm still reasonably confident I'm going to be able to win the run. It's just a matter of abusing diplomacy in the endgame, which I will be doing. We'll be cutting to that. But before that, I figured I might as well show what happens if you actually complete the Twisted Mother's story properly. So we will, once again, save the husband. Okay, resist the virus for 5 turns, keep husband alive. So, last time I ended up trying to recruit, if we go to communications, Chiefess, call, uh, where was it? Support? Yeah, previously we bought a Wastelander in order to heal, because we have a mechanical unit, and the problem is all of our healing type stuff requires mechanical units. Now, if I was actually familiar with how this leader works, I'm pretty sure I could have actually just done this. Because the issue is we have to keep husband alive for 5 turns. We have to keep husband alive for 5 turns. But husband is... does it show on here? Yeah, ZEPHON virus. Losing 4 hit points every turn. However, I can just use the inhuman kindness, can't I? If I had actually... Yeah, so then I can spend... I can spend more like that. So then removing this so that I don't get the 10% damage debuff. So now I'm at 21 HP. And as you can see, we lose 4 hit points per turn. But we should just be able to survive now. And if I had been able to move this unit adjacent to one of my other units, I would have had even higher healing values. Alright, Impossible Conception. Save your husband. You poured the favor of the voice into your husband's circuits. The virus almost claimed him. At the end, you stood between him and your child as he lurched forward, ZEPHON's red eyes briefly glaring out at you. Then your husband fought back, using your power to purge the program from his machine body. Your family is safe. You end your nights, as so many wish they could, nestled in your husband's arms, holding your child close. You tickle the baby's nose with a tendril. The infant's golden flesh is pure, and it stares up at you with eyes that shine purple, like the bleed that helped give it life. Your husband has a different perspective. They're your eyes. The dream, family, is more like something out of a nightmare, but that's fine. You will need the power of a nightmare to keep all of them, your child, your husband, your people, safe. Unlocks family favor. And we're condemned by the anchorite, because of course we are. Okay, I'm skipping all this stuff for now. Okay, so family favor. Where do I actually get to see what that is? It's not a passive. Ah, family's favor is a buff to mother's favor, I see. So the mother's favor buff is now, instead of 33% attacks, it's now 50% attacks. And instead of 25% invulnerable, it looks like it's 33. Okay. So a reward for completing the quest. Again, husband is no longer a unit. Okay. So our reward for completing the quest is that we just have a better mother's favor for the rest of the game. I mean, that's pretty nice. I didn't use the ability a whole lot during my playthrough, but, you know, it's good to have as a buff. It looks pretty powerful, I just never used it, and obviously if I had been using these abilities, I would have thought to use it to save husband. I did think that buying the Waylander from the Chiefess was a pretty good solution as well, it's just that that worked out poorly. Anyway, I will stop the recording for here, and we'll be back once we have beaten the game, or at least gotten to the endgame scenario in a situation that looks promising. Actually, I lied. Before we get into that, I do want to address something that was brought up by Lazy Commander 277, which, thank you for telling me I'm playing the game wrong. It's good to learn things. So, if you watched my playthrough, you might have noticed that I was deliberately not acquiring these tiles specifically. Because I was under the impression that this 20% only applies to the adjacent tiles. And you can see here, plus 20 on there, plus 20 on there. Right, all of them are plus 20. Even the water. Even the water is plus 20 because it's adjacent to this. So I was trying to save myself the 1 or 2 turns of production and the resources by avoiding doing this. But with this test, so you can see we got 2 fermentation vats, one which is adjacent to the recycling tanks and one which isn't. And this is currently giving me plus 0.5 from features, which I'm assuming is the 20% that we see in the city center. So if we just do this twice, okay. Was not expecting that, but stuff happened. Anyway, slight jump scare. Alright, so we have now claimed this. If we look in here, that plus 0.5 is now up to plus 1.7. So I thought that maybe this was only going to apply the bonus to the entire city, because this one already had the adjacency bonus, but it actually just applies the entire bonus again. So I think I actually get a plus 40% on adjacent tiles and then 20 everywhere else by claiming this. So that is very much worth doing. Also, by the way, this is just a much, much better start. You can see my 3 features. I've got recycling tanks here. I've got a flesh tree here, which is food and also just free growth in a city. Periodically, like flesh tree is possibly one of the best features in the entire game. And then I've also got an extractor here, which is or excavator, which is whatever, but I'm getting random artifacts, so it could be neat. Yeah, so this would have been a much better start. Turn 1 settle, right by algae. Anyway, so I just wanted to bring that up. I tested that. And also, while we're on the topic of troll starts, that was actually the second thing, because the first time I started a new game in order to test it, yeah. Check out this placement. I was like, oh, I'll just settle next to this thing so that I can test it real quick, and no, there's a cliff, actually. Dividing the city in half, I cannot grab these tiles. So this was pretty ridiculous as well. Anyway, LP8B3, I think this is the one we want. So the other thing I wanted to do is I wanted to show off what happens when you actually win the game. So I'm not going to be playing out the full thing here, but I basically, from about turn 60, I replayed. And things are honestly kind of the same. I'm still being spawn camped by the Hollow Warlord here. I was choosing to be a lot more aggressive, we'll get into that in a moment, but I don't think ultimately it makes a difference that I was attacking, well, I guess I can just show it now. I was attacking the Practical Romantic, because the end result is the same. I'm being spawn camped by the Hollow Warlord, and I'm just going to die. However, I have made some different choices, and I am actually on friendly terms. See, we're at peace, generous with the Anchorite. Also, things did play out a little bit differently. The Anchorites were also defeated this time around, but, you know, it's fine. But I'm on friendly terms with them, so I should be able to join up at the end. And I'll just match whatever the Hollow Warlord does. And then we might play out a few turns, just so that you can kind of see what my endgame army was actually intended to do, if I was going to use it, and then I'll just skip to the end. Also, I started using these abilities a lot more, and Man, Twisted Mother is super powerful. It's Mother's Favor ability. I was not using it before because I was playing a pretty passive game. And in hindsight, it would have been a lot more interesting if I had been more active on the map, so I'll keep that in mind if I ever do another ZEPHON playthrough, which I do want to do. I'll probably play another game in between, but I'll do another ZEPHON after that, maybe. Anyway. Onward to the endgame. Oh, they actually have quite a bit of stuff here, so... I was hoping I was going to be able to clear out their base before the final day, but it was not to be. Yeah, I've taken a lot of damage. But I do have the upgraded... also, right, because on this playthrough we did save Husband, so... we did save Husband this time around, which means that I get more bonuses on that particular ability. Is there anything else in particular I want? Loyalty for Sealed Hermitage is okay. +6 loyalty in all cities, honestly, is really good. That's a 6% resource bonus. So we'll do that. Alright, so this is the same. Join ZEPHON, we cannot, so Ahmad and Archer will be our enemies. But if we join Anchorite, we can actually be allied with Canal this time. So let's do that and see how this plays out. You find the Anchorite standing before a portal stretching all the way to the sky. His guards refer to it as the Terminal Passage. Through the haze, you can make out what looks like the interior of a massive vessel. The Anchorite approaches. To explain, this passage connects us and the fleet above, he says. To remind you, as we preached, great horrors await within. You ask what the horrors are capable of. To tremble, for knowing their form is plain enough. To shiver and recall, they are the beings bound of acrid flesh, he says. To warn you, they are monsters stitched together with the slaughter of thousands, monsters meant to bring the voice to the surface of this world. There is silence for a moment, then a haunting wail comes through the portal. To regret, the Anchorite says, that the prophecy came true after all. The portal's surface ripples like liquid. From it emerges a mountain-sized nightmare of limbs connected to limbs that make up limbs. Its mouth is its whole torso. It has no eyes. It has no face. It is flesh, decayed and repurposed to herald death. One such creature would be frightening enough, but more follow. And you know, even if you are victorious, these monsters will haunt your nightmares, will haunt the nightmares of every living thing on the planet for the rest of their lives. There is no turning back. ZEPHON and any who stand against you will be destroyed. And then, yes, we did the Plague event, we did the Message to the Stars event. And then, the other effect of this, now that we're in Endgame, the gift of a sliver of hope to find true understanding, to stand by each other, now and in the aftermath. Their affection for you had a major impact on this decision, and you formed an alliance, automatic alliance. Also, by the way, I mentioned there was an update partway through this playthrough, and it's so much easier to do diplomacy now than it was before. I think this game's actually easier than it used to be, because instead of having to offer gifts, which cost you all of your resources, you can now just praise the other player, and that only costs you influence. I mean, I guess the gift doesn't cost you influence, but I mean, I'd rather pay a little bit of influence than a little bit of everything, especially when I'm using influence to buy other things anyway.
Or does just keep finding me.
Excuse me, ma'am, but you're in the way. You're in my way. Yes, we're at war with them because they're on a different team.
We're done here.
Working together to smash up the world? Damn straight. Their peacefulness.
This is my favorite bit!
Alright, Chiefess has declared war on us as well, of course.
Run, piggy!
She sure is a character. And we were already at war with these guys, so we didn't get anything out of that. Alright, so... I didn't really get into it too much, but... what happens at the end here? We have to defeat the 5 ZEPHON Titans and keep at least one of the Akron Titans alive. So the way this works... we get 3 Titans of each type by default. and that would normally spawn in an NPC city, so if ZEPHON or the Akron are still alive, they would get the 3. But since they're not, it looks like I was selected to get the 3 Akron Titans. And fortunately for me, the 3 ZEPHON Titans were probably given to Archer over here. And then each other player also gets 1. So I got... oh, that's not mine actually. Ah, this one is. This is mine. And then, yeah, 1 here. And then ZEPHON got 1 here. And presumably there will be 4 in the Fallen Soldiers territory. Alright, so how this faction works, or my strategy works. Well, I was hoping to take this out. There's not a lot of good stuff left here, but this thing is pretty scary. I can do a little bit of damage to it. I can also do the acid. But these Eox swarms, they're pretty nice, because every time I kill something, they regenerate. Where is it? Here. Carrion Blood. Alright, this is a passive ability I can turn off if I want to, maybe? No. I can turn that one off, okay. It's just a passive that's always on. But plus 4 HP every time a unit dies. And you can see, even if I go with my highest level one, like it's only at 40 life now, so I'm losing 10% per turn. As long as I kill 1 unit a turn, they actually maintain their health level. Anyway, so there's a lot going on here. I feel like, as much as I want to try to take this thing out, and I can do quite a bit of damage to it, I'm better off just killing a bunch of other stuff here. You guys really aren't doing that much damage. Your morale is low. Yeah, that's better. Let's do that to start. We did not recover... we did not recover morale from doing that. Okay, we are going to... do some damage. I suppose you can finish that off. No. We do have a Hymn of Decay. Okay, maybe what we're going to do is we're actually going to move you around here. So that we can move a healthy one in here. Okay, now if I do Hymn of Decay, we can kill it. So, a bunch of healing. Didn't get morale from that. I'm a little bit surprised with how things have played out, but... that's okay, I guess.
There is danger ahead. I will let you see what the voice already knows.
Yes, I do take a hit if I do that. Don't really have any good fights I can do. I can hit the missile team, I guess. There we go. There's the rally.
What say you?
So the other thing I can be doing is I can be taking advantage of... Man, every time I try to do something, suddenly the game just tells me no. There it is. Immaculate Delivery. Unfortunately, it looks like the heroes
You would come.
don't... Oh, there's a scroll bar. Okay, well. So this is the other thing that's pretty nice. I can do... Well, I'm at war with these guys, so I shouldn't just be too aggressive about this. Like, I could just drop my hero in here if I wanted to. Anyway... Do some damage. Get some recovery, I guess. I don't really want to just teleport you right away. So I guess we'll just walk. Fine. You have... Oh, you have this ability still. Hmm. I could have also, if I was thinking about this better, I could have buffed somebody. But we'll take somebody who's injured. And we'll heal you. Alright, another Hymn of Decay. Right, I don't have enough people, so I've just been spamming fire tile everywhere. But anyway, we'll just play out one more turn after this to kind of show how my army's working. Oh right, this guy died because I put Mother's Favor on him and then just sat there and he rotted to death. So I wasn't paying attention because I don't know how this faction works. It's fine, I'm not too worried about it. This city can actually do something though. So which resource did I want more of? Possibly energy. Right, and I do want to do one more turn. Alright, this thing hurts morale. I do want to do one more turn because I could do an Immaculate Delivery on this Titan as soon as I spawn it, which kind of just shows off the part of the ridiculous power that this leader has. So I might have been too aggressive here, just trying to show off what was going on, but it's fine. Ultimately, it doesn't matter, even if I lose all of this, because my ally's going to carry and just win everything. Which is, again, why I think the game's pretty easy. Kind of get to a state like this. Like, even with my overextension, I don't think I'm in trouble, but, okay, there they are. Yeah, like, I didn't even lose a unit, did I? Okay. I lost 3 units. Okay, well, true. Huh. Okay, that's just a kill. Unless we take damage. Still a kill. Okay, restore a little bit of morale, get a few more kills in here as we run away. Right, also I should have done this first so I can get some experience on this unit. Where do I want it? I guess we'll put it here actually. Because we've got an injured unit there, I can do my free action. Oh, that's just a kill. Okay. That is not a kill. But if we move up here and move you in, still not a kill, but we will buff you.
The voice concurs.
Okay, so yeah, that's kind of how this works. These units are fast, they can run around, kill things. It's pretty nice being able just to teleport in with the Immaculate Delivery, and then buffing with Mother's Favor has been pretty effective. But I don't need to play this out. I did, after all, lose this this match when I did my actual playthrough, so we will get to the end of this once there's just a single ZEPHON Titan left. I will see you then. Alright, this should be it. So we have... Oh, I finished off the Practical Romantic, and my ally only actually killed 2 of the Titans. I killed one here, this one's over here, basically dead. This one, I just teleported all my units over there a turn after I took out the other player, because Immaculate Conception is incredible. So, I'm not sure if they're gonna finish... They're probably gonna finish this one off. Yeah. Then I will probably be finishing this one off. And that'll be the end of that. And so like I said, this really just came down to being allied with the player that was doing the best. And yeah, we did not lose a single Titan this whole time. Alright, we get to finish them off. I did research this as well, which is 33% more attacks to all adjacent units. That's among other things. Pretty good spell. With a great roar, an Akron Titan. No, they didn't do anything. Raises the last enemy Titan over one of its many knees and smashes the machine in 2 halves. It lifts its tendrils to the sky and screams. No, sings. You can hear it properly now, its high-pitched wailing that echoes off the mountains and cities. That is its voice. The voice. Nothing really changes at first. You stand your soldiers down and begin the process of rebuilding. Everyone seems more relaxed, eager for the voice to complete its journey and take reign over the planet. But over time you realize there is a change. It's slow, inch by inch change of an entire planet connected to the same consciousness. Everyone forgets what they were arguing about. Everyone stops pursuing their selfish ends. All work together, in harmony, under the sway of the voice. You are mid-fairy tale as the messenger walks in, gingerly stepping around an enraptured audience of toddlers and their scattered toys. Then the big bad Abluth huffed and puffed, and a messy cacophony of noises follows as the children loudly thrill in the destruction of another piggy fortress. I thought they might actually be non-human and be trilling, but I guess not. A smile wrinkles the messenger's face for a moment. Then he walks to the front and bends to whisper in your ears. You forget the words immediately, but the sentiment stays. Tears run down your twisted face, across the twitching, voice-swollen flesh that binds you in place. The children gasp, fall silent and still. The tubby child looks up belatedly from his bowl, frowning, confused. Leaning into his friend's ear, smearing them both with rice porridge, and hoarsely whispers, "Did the piggies win?" And you burst into happy laughter. "No, little one, we did." Behind your shoulder, something approaches and a voice whispers, "We all win." Alright, winning as Twisted Mother. And then we get this. At the moment of victory, of your supreme triumph, everything stops. Everything. You have suddenly sunk into a great absence, your body unresponsive, every sense straining for input but receiving nothing. You scream silently with frustration, with sudden fear that this could be permanent, that you have had a stroke, that this could be for... Then communication strikes every sense at once, the volume beyond bearing. Synesthetic, you feel it in your absent teeth, eyes, skin, bones, but you bear it, because you must. Expected failure, shifting again. And then it speaks again, and the contrast alone. The change from silence to everything all at once shreds what is you, and there is fragmentary suspension, dissolute in the void. But infinite time is given unto you, and eventually you recoalesce, and are. And it senses this, and it speaks again. Interloper, inelegant, persistent, questions. Okay, so, after you complete a run, and win, you get the ability to ask a question of whatever the voice void monstrosity thing is. And so these three I've done previously. Must we suffer so, and did our sacrifice mean nothing? I think are generic ones that we can do. Can anything redeem this horror? May or may not be specific to my character for completing the quest. I think there's one of those for everybody. Love? Was that all I lived for, to love? Feels silly, futile, small in the face of this cosmic, timeless immensity. And yet, what a gift I have had. To reclaim my love, to create life with him. Yeah, so this is our specific one, that's why I paused there. I was trying to figure it out. Not what we planned on the farm long ago, but we had a family, and my blessing is that I can revisit them eternally. What parent could wish for more? Again, the timeless insanity. Again, the impossible relief agony of its speech. To persist through these changes is to need love of others and oneself. To have a solid core of adoration is armor against destruction from within. This iron identity is necessary for the fetal. We, too, survive the transition. The gift is yours, to go deeper. Alright, so we have unlocked Can Anything Redeem This Horror? And we got an achievement. So, yeah, as you can see, I'm not sure why, but Hollow Warlord just consistently seems to do better than a lot of the other factions, so it might be slightly overpowered. It might not be entirely balanced, but that's fine. But we did alright. I don't think there's really a lot of reason to look at these, but I don't know. Some people like looking at them, so I will go through all the graphs. Yep, so economy. Keeping in mind that the AI gets double everything because of the difficulty. Military is brutal. We were climbing. Yep. Yeah, resources accumulated, 42,000. Not sure. I mean, our damage was comparable. Yeah, buildings constructed. We were doing okay. Can anything redeem this horror? Alright, so we can now play a game where purchasing units from NPCs is 50% cheaper. I guess. Not super exciting, but, you know, it's a modifier. And I believe there's an achievement for beating the game with a modifier in effect as well. So there's that's something else to do. Like there's a ton of, if you're just achievement hunting, every one of these is a new achievement. Although I guess I could just reload my save from one turn before I won and unlock a whole bunch of others. But anyway, that's going to be it for ZEPHON. I'm going to be taking a break from this to play something else, but I do plan on doing another ZEPHON run in the future, so I guess I will see you then.